again.
Crystal room.
Okay, so 2 sessions, Steve and Alexandra presumably. Coffee break for how long, roughly? Half an hour coffee break. We go down to the crystal room. They come back in here. Hooray. We have, I don't know why I'm turning, the other 2 sessions.
Yep.
So Jamie and customer panel, and then Sarah, and then everyone gets up, and where do they go?
Then they go to lunch.
The crystal, yeah.
So they go
Back to the
out
crystal
and
room.
down to the crystal
Can
room.
I just walk out here
Mhm.
to see the space? So I'm getting up. These doors again can be branded. This is, if I go up here, remember again, this is the stairwell to the main lobby. This is the stairwell leading down to the crystal room. And this is the stairwell to the foyer.
To the foyer, to the registration desk, to the...
So this space is a space that we get to be creative in respect to registration, in respect to a pop-up shop, and potentially a VR activation as well. Nothing else needs to go on in this room operationally.
Well, we've shown how we might look to repurpose some of the branded experience. So this might be the place that we'd redeploy the flower wall.
And what are you recommending covering?
Right behind you there.
Thank you. So flower wall here.
Yeah.
Great.
We have the option of, I don't think it's necessary, but we could clad that column as well. But actually, given what this space would be used for, there's not a huge amount of space. This is more of a through space.
Mm-hmm. It's functional, more or less.
We could take advantage of the mirror here and apply branding here.
Okay. Can't you move
this
this?
as a
Or?
pop-up shop to
move this.
use, maybe.
We can move it across on the
Move it
side.
across. But that's the only place it'll move it. It won't go on that wall?
Yeah, we could make space for
If it can fit, I don't see why not. Yeah.
I like playing with the mirrors again, and what I like about the mirrors is it saves us from having to buy any selfie mirror. People can take selfies with mirrors here.
Yeah.
If we repurpose things already in place, and if the shop's there, if we can build the shop almost, sorry, Serge, in this area,
Or against that wall.
yeah, if that's, I mean, but this is quite wide, right? So how? I'm just getting curious.
I
as
just
to
feel
what
like
we
it would
learned.
work better here, no? Or because the
But if we
flower
put a
wall-
flower wall in front of it, you know what I mean? Like it
I
won't
just
work.
feel like this pillar kind of messes up the
Blocks.
whole.
The other question then, so can we move, I mean, I get the bases are there, that's fine. There's an inset here that we can play with in terms of, can we keep that door closed?
You've got this door here. This is the door to that green room behind
Okay.
the stage.
Okay, is that the only door to the green room?
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
So
Um,
restore, there's your pop-up shop from there as well.
Yes. This, can we move this table?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
very
keep it in
Just
space.
This is perfect. I'm so grateful. I'm very respectful of hotel furniture. I've done it in multiple 5-star hotels across the world.
Funny about
I'm
the
very
interior
sure.
designer.
Absolutely. I respect the designer. Okay.
The registration desk could be withdrawn midway through.
Yes.
Okay, so that could be taken away. Coffee break even gone, gives us a bit more space. The most usable space within this room is right here in the centre. So particularly for the pop-up shop, the pop-up retail, it would make sense that we're using that space there because depending on the quantities of items that we want to put out and display,
Yeah, I think we ordered like 200 max. I know we ordered 300, but that's also, we have 200 delegates, right? Some are 250. So like 200 to 250 would be the range, more or less.
and for it to look
And not all
great
at once.
and for people to kind of say, oh, that's interesting, let me go and have a look at that. Using this space would be smart, but perhaps then using that glass backdrop, that mirror backdrop
Yeah.
as a way of being able to brand, to enhance that retail feel.
Yeah.
Even if it was just clever design, printed
Yeah.
design of items that are stacked on shelves.
Yeah.
That could be quite a nice way of creating that retail effect right here, and then just making it three-dimensional by having other display units and tables with
Absolutely, and
items
it doesn't
stocked
have to be all on one side. I like the three-dimensional part of it. It's the same when you go into a store. Everything's not on one
You
wall.
could have like a rail where you could put
Yes.
a t-shirt of different sizes. And
Yep.
You could have like almost something like a pigeonhole for the
Yep, the
something
cubicle
like
things.
that
Yeah,
where you can stack
Yeah.
things in.
absolutely.
We'd be looking at different ideas. Did you want actually a sort of counter as well? Or
That
is
was
it
more originally if we had a sponsor like Visa showing off
Yeah.
payment
You need the
technology.
payments and stuff, yeah.
We don't have that. So if we're looking at the space too, if I'm here and I'm trying on stuff, like can I, the flower on the backdrop and like still like, I like that concept. I like having that behind me. Maybe we can think of, when you're trying shoes on, there's like the lower pieces of furniture that you're sitting down and you're trying things on. Like, can we explore that? Or can we repurpose some of the furniture we're using for those executive round tables just in the morning even to have here? We can transform the room. It doesn't have to stay stagnant.
Yeah.
If we can repurpose elements, that would be definitely a way to explore.
But all of a sudden, we're starting to use this space really well.
Yeah.
But it does now mean that that's how we are using this space.
Yep.
And I don't think we can add anything into it. So when we revert back to that early question, is this where a VR experience might sit? No, I don't think it is. Because we're using the space adequately already. And don't forget that there's functional thoroughfare for restrooms here as well.
Right.
So, for people when they're in the theatre, but when they're restrooms downstairs in Crystal.
Yeah, the ones laid out by the
Yeah.
room.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So these will probably be the easiest one for them to use.
So this is the heart of the event. This room is literally right in the middle of your event.
Right.
So this is where people will use the restrooms and.
I don't think the VR thing's gonna work.
No, I don't.
It's just not enough space.
Mm-mm.
There must be too much going on.
Potentially it would work down in the Crystal Room for event day. And actually that's where you have your audience when they're not in session. They're there for breakfast, they're there for coffee break, and they're there for lunch.
And they should only be there during that time. So my fear in introducing a VR thing for them to play with during short windows of time is keeping us further behind schedule.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a distraction.
Right.
And actually at the time, particularly coffee breaks, are a really good example of that. You've got 30 minutes.
Herding
Everybody's going to be
cats.
answering emails, they're going to be making calls, they're going to want to grab a coffee. So it's a lot to pack into a
Yeah.
30-minute break.
I think we have to
I think
nix
we've
that.
made that decision.
I think there's ways to play with the fearless theme a lot through, there's so many speakers. We haven't even explored audio. We've talked about that hype music before Steve takes the stage. Is it the theme song from Jaws? Like the shark's about to attack you. Oh my God, I'm sitting in the dark. What's happening? I think that we need to incorporate, there's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
You don't want sensory overload.
Yeah.
You want to engage the person and still tell that story. And for me, I love the concept of the flying VR, but I don't think it makes sense.
No.
I think there's a way to play with, there's so many mirrors here and doors and that bring that theme to life and different touch points that we elevate, but there's so much structure here we can play with versus introduce.
I think this is the perfect space for the retail experience, and the retail thing is an important addition for you because that's your swag
Right.
dispenser, right? So
Right.
this is where people get to take things away.
Yeah.
Esther, you had some really good questions around the retail. I wonder if you had answers to these questions.
Sorry, they're really boring logistic questions.
But very important.
So I was just thinking really around the setup. So is there someone from your side manning it, or do you need someone? We can certainly get someone to help man and read as well. It's just
We'll have to figure out what our budget is for staffing, what that means day to day. Do we have the same amount of support and hostesses on Wednesday night as we have Thursday during the day? If the answer is yes, then it's training them on what to do. And
yeah, we have got 3 full event days, so we can
Perfect.
certainly utilise one.
Yeah.
I think if we once all the directing and getting independently is out of the way.
Yeah.
So it might be a case of that beginning bit we might need to relook, but I think we can
Yes.
certainly free free up.
And we have members of my marketing team who will be flying in from different regions who are, their focus is on-site support. So we can very easily have them also help.
Perfect.
So I think when we make the staffing plan, it's identifying just the roles and responsibilities.
Great. Hangers. Is this something you'll be bringing, or do you need us to?
We will need some.
So yeah, don't have any particular. I mean, in my head, I think it's like the nicest wooden.
Go for cheap, just do a simple silver.
Fine, no, that's fine. Stuffing for bags, obviously, just if we're displaying the bags, we just need to think about
We
the
need
use,
that.
newspaper.
Yes.
So I think
Recycled goods. Marketo's green.
We've just answered all the questions. So storage, if we're not putting everything out at once, but we have that little area, potentially use the stage area.
Can we think of another place just because that green room is very small and if our CEO, CMO, president are all back there?
Yeah. Obviously, you know, we I don't know if the guys might be using it for our own storage, but so where do you mean exactly? Like behind the stage?
So we need
Just
to
easily
restock.
accessible to here.
Restock, yeah.
Okay.
Just for example, maybe so if you've got the big bags, would
Yeah.
you want to have a few out and then the rest in plastic to give away, or would you want to use that as the bags that you then use to give the things away? Or you see what I mean? Do we
Do.
put everything out
Have display items,
Do we
and then when they
have-
say what they want.
on hangers, the size, you know, all the different sizes for people to try, and then the rest we have maybe a little pigeonhole section
Yeah.
that you can just help
Let's
like that.
let's table that for this very second because that's more operational focused.
Yeah.
But that
sure.
those are the questions we do need
But
answers
those
to.
are the things that we're looking at pop-up shop and the ideas of how we want to display. We should get a rail, we
Yeah.
should get hangers,
Yeah.
we should get
Because I do think of when you think of
shelving.
a pop-up shop, it's limited space.
Yeah.
So it's hide the majority of the stuff out of sight, and they want it like to take the things off display would be ideal, and then to replenish them. It's just we have to consider when the foot traffic is hitting here. How heavy is it?
Yeah.
And how quickly where can we store things to restock?
Yeah.
Or to your point, because it's not like, oh, you're here, we can't assume that every person who wants a t-shirt also wants water bottle bag, short sleeve shirt, wants to, whatever. But we just have to prepare for both. So,
Yeah.
okay.
No transactions money-wise.
Correct.
I'm assuming, right?
Is there
And
for hotel purposes?
just
like,
who is allowed to take the merchandise, and is there a limit on how many? Do they have to show anything to get it?
Delegates. Yeah, let's identify those. I can write that all out. These are the exact questions we should be talking through. I'm just conscious I'm videoed.